Hello and welcome back to the Deal Room Podcast. I'm Parham and I'm here with my lovely co-host.
Hasty?
And we brought you a really exciting one this time. It's going to be about money fights in relationships and how buying a home triggers them.
We have a lot of experience working with a lot of couples. Uh, it brings up a lot of emotions, you know? You're excited, you're buying a home, you're picturing the furniture, and then all of a sudden you're fighting with your partner over down payment, uh, location.
So it comes down to communication. A lot of relationships, they started off of an online thing and people aren't serious about it. They don't sit down, they don't plan, they don't talk about their future. And then things get serious and people fall in love and they start planning, but then they don't discuss money
Money.
until they get to us.
And honestly, what I've noticed is that opposite do attract. Because I always see like whenever I get on a call with a couple, I'm always looking for one is always a spender, the other one is a saver. One's a risk taker, the other one's like, no, we should wait, we should wait, we should wait. And one is about like, oh, this home should be our investment. The other one is like looking for their like dream home, right? So and it's just like it's always the complete opposite.
Yeah, you know what? It's when it comes down to money, it's such a sensitive topic for a lot of people because it's like they're vulnerable. They're showing that side of them. Maybe one of them has some hidden debt. Maybe some of them have some really poor decisions before they met the other person. And when it comes down to searching for a home, it's kind of like, oh, by the way, we need $20,000 more, but because one of us has some debt. And the
Yeah.
other person kind of gets offended. It's like, how did you not tell me this? Or,
Oh yeah.
it's going to affect their shopping, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honesty is the best policy. And I don't know what is it on your side because you go out there and shop and you're present, but um now, like when I'm discussing someone's money, anything, statement, I have to ask for consent.
Oh, yeah, of
I have to ask
course.
for consent. When a couple sit in front of me, people assume that, oh, just as a husband and wife, we can tell them anything. No, we actually have to ask for consent. Say, hey, do I have consent to share your information in front of each other?
Hmm. Hmm.
And you know how many times I've heard no?
Ooh, no way.
I
You
have
know,
no. Yep.
I think people would get offended when you ask them for consent. It's like, can I have consent to tell your husband about your financial situation, or can I have consent to tell your wife about your financial situation?
Yeah.
And I remember the first time you told me about this, it was actually very interesting to me. It's like, what? They're married. Like they should know each other's financial situation.
Right? Oh, no, so many people don't.
Mm,
Yeah, it's like how you grew up, right? And how your mentality is around money. Some people see no reason to open that door and kind of share everything just because they're in a relationship with someone. They kind of want to keep that separate. So we'll split the cost, but the rest is my business and the rest is your
mhm.
business.
So basically, what's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine, kind of
Kind of,
mentality.
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna change that with our podcast. Now, here's one part of the podcast that I love. All right, Hassie, you ready for it? Are you
Yeah.
ready for it? Myth or money move?
Oh my god.
Okay,
Yeah.
you gotta be 100% debt free before purchasing a house. Myth or money move?
A complete myth.
Okay, okay,
Who is that free now?
yeah, right.
Right? It's a complete myth. It's so we work with ratios, right? So and I know because I constantly talk about it now and you hear me, uh, you understand, but most people don't say it's like the ratio of debt to income,
Hmm. Hmm.
depending what the file is, usually has to stay under 44%,
Okay.
the total, including the mortgage, right?
Okay.
So which means that 44% of your income should
Mm.
be your car loan, mortgage, credit card, right? And because the rest of it is going to go into clothing, bills,
Okay,
right?
that makes sense. So 44 goes towards what you could afford, your affordability, like your living expenses. I guess your bare minimum. Is that something that we could say when it comes to
Yeah,
purchasing a house and
it's
whatnot?
whatever on the credit bureau. and the mortgage,
Oh,
right? Uh, Now, like people think, okay, I'm under 44%, my credit bureau is good, so I should be fine. But depending on the client, if you still use most of your credit card limits, lender look at you as a risk because you're showing that you're depending on that. So
mhm.
it's not like, easy answer, but it's definitely a myth. You do not need to be debt free. You can have a healthy amount of debt, right? And a lot of people don't know what that means.
Okay. Now here, let me ask you something. As a professional, what tips do you have to give our audience about a couple that hasn't had this conversation with their significant other about financing and about money? Give me a tip on that.
Okay. So before going out there and shopping, before sitting at the call with me or your mortgage broker, have the talk.
Okay.
Have the talk, and whatever you are hiding and you think that it's going to cause a problem, it will cause a problem.
The truth will set you free.
It really does. It really does.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
but
awesome.
have the money talk and be honest and choose a comfortable number for both because you get the spender and the money saver.
Mhm.
Right? So the spender wants to go to the maximum, the money saver wants to leave a lot of gap, right?
That's true.
Have the comfortable number for both of us, agree on that,
Okay.
and have the talk of what this property mean to us after the
Mhm.
closing.
Yeah, like you said, there's the savers and the spenders, right? The
Yeah,
opposites that attract. And I think when buying a property, a lot of these hidden, hidden kind of emotions come out. These
yeah,
hidden truths that the couple has kind of hid from each other, as I'm going to repeat myself.
yeah,
But it's nice. It's nice to have that conversation. That's a
yeah.
great tip.
I mean, in terms of even on your side, like when you take out a couples, I've seen it with you. Like the wife wants like this certain backyard, and they want it like that many bedroom. It has to have this view, and the husband wants like this and that. So when you're trying to take them out, you're trying to
Mhm.
please both. Sometimes it's hard.
It's always hard. It's not sometimes it's hard.
Yeah,
It's always hard. And the problem I see sometimes it's when we find the right property and they need certain upgrades. That's where these hidden costs come out of nowhere. And that's where
yeah,
the money talk gets a little sensitive. It's like, okay, you could afford the mortgage on the property
yeah.
and you live in it as is. But if you want that brand name appliance, you want to change the flooring from the laminate to the hardwood or whatever it is, from the carpet to the laminate, then you're gonna have to dip into some of the savings, then you're gonna have to dip into some of the money that's kinda hidden.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's when the emotions even come out more. So on my side of things, I see it after the fact that we possibly found you the right place, but now you need a extra funds to just, spice it up, make it your own home.
yeah,
And because before I take someone else for a showing, I bring them to someone like yourself, a
yeah.
mortgage broker that is gonna qualify them for that mortgage, but then you crunch all the numbers for them. So that's when it comes down that, okay, so what happened when we had that meeting with Hasty? How come you didn't tell him that about the extra $20,000 that you had in this account or whatnot, right?
It,
So it gets a
it's
little weird.
yeah, it's funny you brought that up because I had all kinds of like I got to the point of my career where nothing's really shocked me,
Mhm,
right? By one time I had this client where they wanted to purchase a property and they needed a little bit more down payment because that property was a little bit out of their budget. And so the husband was like, well, we don't have any more. How else can do? And then I got a call later from the wife. And then the wife was like, well, I have a saving account
mhm.
that my husband doesn't know because he was the spender.
That's awesome.
How can we use this saving account without him knowing? I'm like, well, we can't. He will ask, how did we all of a sudden manage to afford this?
That's funny.
Right? He's like, well, do we need to show him? I'm like, well, the documents are there, and you're sitting with your lawyer, and you have to send the money to. I don't know what you want me to do.
Well, this just goes out for all the big spenders there. If you're spending, you gotta let your significant other know. right? So
Yeah.
you can't be hiding, like, you can't be hiding things from your significant other to begin with. Now,
Yeah.
we're not here to give you relationship advice, even though we're really good at it, but we're here to give you financial advice. So pay attention to each other, treat each other right,
Yeah.
and get your spending in order.
And you know what? Understand each other's weakness and strength. Like we understand, right? Like if you put me in charge of paying the bills,
Mhm,
I'm just gonna keep forgetting them.
mhm. Well, you get so busy.
I no, it's just like it doesn't spark fun, right? But I'm pretty good at figuring out the investments,
Mm. Well,
right?
going back to having the different personalities, the different habits, the different
Mhm,
spenders and savers. Sometimes when we're getting the pre-approval from you, like
mhm,
when I have a client that comes to you, one of the couples, whatever it's the husband or the wife or the one partner, the other partner, one of the partners always wants the max
mhm,
as where the other one is a little modest. It's like I asked someone, like, okay, so what is your spending budget? And one will turn out to me be like, okay, we're qualified for $1 million. As where the other partner will be like, no, 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 hold on, we're qualified for 1 million, but we want to purchase something around eight to $900,000. So that's another thing that I've seen on my side of things that they
yeah,
come with their max budget, they come with their max affordability, but one partner is willing to go there and one partner is kind of a little bit more conservative. So
and
that's another
well,
thing that I've seen in the industry.
I mean, I bought you, but for our viewers, can you let me know how do you handle that?
Well, I let the product speak for itself.
Mhm,
So if we go and we find them the perfect home and we find them the perfect location and it just check marks everything, but they have to go towards the higher end of their budget, but it does make sense for their lifestyle, then I sit down, I show them the positives and the negatives, and ultimately the client is the one that decides. But
yeah,
other than that, at the end of the day, I'm just there as a real estate professional to tell them the consequences of how and what will happen if we do certain things, and they're ultimately the decision makers.
yeah,
So that's how I handle that as well.
yeah, which is a perfect way to handle it,
Yeah,
right?
thank you.
Yeah.
Now that was an awesome episode. Tune in next week for a new episode. You're not gonna want to miss it. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Deal Room podcast. Once again, I'm Parham Shakiri, your real estate broker. I'm here with my lovely co-host.
Hasty camera.
Thank you, and be safe out there.